Plummeting social media traffic. How is it plummet? You know what it is? Ooh, all right. Go
Yeah,
ahead, because
you know it's plummeting.
I got an answer for this already.
Media publishers struggle with plummeting social media traffic. Tony, before we even go into the story,
Because you
tell
know
me
it's
why the news channels or whatever their stats are plummeting on social media.
because they base everything on Facebook and Twitch. I mean, Facebook and Twitter. And Facebook and Twitter losing people, in my opinion. I think everybody's leaving them alone.
So traffic referrals to the top global news sites from Meta's Facebook and
Mm-hmm.
X, formerly Twitter, has collapsed over the past year,
Yep.
according to data from SimilarWeb. Why it matters, it shows the overall business model.
Let's go back up. Let me see that graph again. The Facebook numbers are down. I was right. YouTube's going up, which is what a lot of people are watching. Wow, Instagram did go up. Whew. Twitter's kind of okay, good. TikTok went up. Snapchat. Well, I was right about the
You can
Facebook.
see it by year.
Yeah.
Um,
Facebook. A lot of people are not on Facebook as much anymore. I am noticing that.
Something that Brian had pointed out to us in pre-pro and in our own personal chat: regulatory pressure and free speech concerns. What's
Mm-hmm.
happening in Canada right now?
Yeah, because true, because they pass it to where now they'll regulate podcasters, like whether it's like if they feel that it's misinformation, disinformation, whatever, or they don't like what you're saying, then they're gonna moderate you.
You know, that's not just Canada. A couple of the new apps and social platforms that I'm seeing, you can't say certain slang or anything that goes along with slang. They will mute that bad boy. There is an algorithm set for specific words or anything along the lines of those words, whether you're trying to say it or not. I have seen that over the past year.
Also, these sites are getting ready for 2024 election, and they were
Right.
going to say, is the AI candidacy or the AI presidential candidacy a presidential election?
That's not good.
They said news companies are scrambling to find business solutions while simultaneously fighting to protect their work in the AI era. Think about all these newspapers that are shutting down and jobs being lost and everything else like that.
Yes.
They said efforts to reach voters with trusted information is becoming more and more difficult as tech platforms lean into viral trends instead of quality news. I mean, we lived through that through two campaigns. I mean, through two races, two presidential races.
The two most previous races are most recent in memory. We've been
Yeah,
seeing a lot of crazy. What everybody wants right now, we don't want the news report. We want to see what happened for ourselves. And that's what a lot of people on social media are doing. When they go places, they do things, everybody's recording. You want to
yeah.
be the one that has the actual video over the news report trying to summarize an interpretation. Right now, we want to see it as it happened. You ain't got to say nothing. Just had the video as it's going on. You
Right.
the one. You the one. That was the top aspect of journalism, catching the breaking story at the moment.
Well, I mean, but that's the whole thing. There's a big difference between trained journalists and bloggers.
Trained journalists know how to word things properly. Bloggers say what they want to say. Right now, everything's blogging, in my opinion.
Well, trained journalists also there's also editing, and the editor has to go through various checks and balances. Where hey, I can put together a blog and push it out and not fact check anything, and then pay for a sponsored post, and the next thing you know, it's on 300,000 people have viewed it.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean also too like time frame
Mm-hmm.
that plays
I
a
see you,
factor as
Rich.
well.
Yeah.
The
Rich, that's a
over
whole nother
reliance,
topic. Go
the
ahead.
over reliance of social media traffic kept news publishers from focusing on building stronger consumer products of their own.
Agreed.
publishers are better prepared to now defend their intellectual property in the AI era, having learned from their mistakes of being too heavily reliant on third parties for survival, meaning your X, your Facebook, your sponsoring XYZ, whatever post that's out there, your AdSense, your AdWords and Google's,
Google.
um,
Yes.
I mean,
Google,
but
Google
also
machine.
but also too, like all the media ones like CNN, MSNBC, all them, they're very threatened by independent media because independent media, a lot of people are going to them now.
Yes.
And I've been
Independent
saying it for
media.
a while because that's where I get my information from is independent media because you can see the biases on CNN, Fox, OAN and all that. You can see the biases. But like with independent
Independent media
media,
is regulated. It's not regulated. CNN, MSNBC, all they're regulated.
yeah. But like with the independent media, like they're all over the board. They're like they talk about anything.
Yeah. We
Which
see you,
people
Lukas.
which people are
Appreciate
very
you.
appreciative, which a lot of people are appreciative. But then again, if you're too much of a loud voice, they'll do anything to shut you down. Case in point, Andrew Tate, and now lately Russell Brand, and now was it that other guy?
Thank you,
What's his
Rick.
name? That other guy now that they're going after him because like he's starting to become real popular now. He was a baseball player.
Schilling?
No, not Schilling. Uh,
What
I
team
can't.
do you play for?
He played a sport, but now he's like somebody's throwing a SA case on him. A woman that he dated.
The pitcher for the Dodgers?
The pitcher for the Dodgers you're talking about?
I think so.
And the girl
Who
said
was
her name was Brittany Hill or something like that.
I
no,
guess
but the
so.
pitcher,
Lindsay, her name was Lindsay Hill. I think I saw that today.
Trevor Bauer is the
Trevor
pitcher.
Bauer. Yes, Bauer.
Trevor
I
Bauer
saw something like that today.
is the
Yeah, I saw
pitcher.
that.
There wasn't, I don't know if there was adequate information or not, but he was still suspended.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
They
now
cost you
he's
a
back in the
legal fee.
league.
They cost you in legal fees instead of a conviction. That's the problem with a lot of these folks out here setting folks up.
Yeah. But I mean, but a lot of things now, though. I mean, like you're getting popular and you're becoming a strong voice. Like they're gonna shove them down. Hey, Mike.
Mike Patton, the general.
So in AFC South. What's up, Mike?
DJ Moore, 3 touchdowns, 230 yards.
It was Trevor Bauer. Yeah, that was it. My
It was
apologies.
Trevor Bauer, right?
Hill. Lindsay Hill was the woman that he was saying she was the accuser. Yeah, I saw that today. I was looking at that today.
So what's the current status of that?
Everything from what I saw in the video, everything's done. But he said he paid more legal fees just to get his name cleared. There was never any conviction, anything. It's a bunch of mess. You got to be careful who you're dealing with out here. You got to be careful who you're around.
So was he canceled or was he not canceled? He was suspended, wasn't he?
He was suspended. He's got exonerated, but I guess they got to go through everything else. But it's a bunch of mess. He got accused of something he didn't do. And look at how long it put him out of the game and how much it cost him.
Yeah.
That's that. I'm going to let y'all go ahead before I get started. I'm going to start singing the Roach off of the Chronic album with this story. Let me start.
Well, Chicago finally has their first win.
Good for them.
40-20.
They beat the daggone. Well, they beat the Commanders. Anybody got Commanders defense on the
So whoever has Justin Fields and DJ Moore, congratulations.
Even though they lost the game.
You already won.
Journalism is dead, just like people that don't know the definition of it trying. That's true, Mike. I got to give you that. But the industry seems to be declining from what it used to be. The industry does seem to be declining from what it used to be.
So here's the point. Not to challenge Mike on this one. Mike, we've both attended in a NABJ, right?
Nice.
I attended many moons ago. The sad thing about it is I attended the conference in Orlando. There were so many people, young journalists there that were just graduating and everything else like that, and they were really excited about their future. And you look at any of these panel shows, it's ex-athletes. You're looking at print newspapers, they're for dinosaurs.
Uh-huh.
It's online print, and it's to a point almost these online print sites aren't even surviving anymore. So it's like overall it's just sad. I'm not saying it's not dead. It just appears that it's so slow that you're sitting there and you're probably questioning yourself on um, a possible career change for some people. Not per se yourself, but a career change because you're just like, okay, where are the jobs?
Right.
We see some of on TV the people that have made it, but what about the ones who haven't made it? What about the ones that are paying per word? Writing stories and out there and grinding and everything like that. Like there's too much of that. He said, "Oh, we have this discussion a lot." Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. We'd definitely love to have you come up here on another occasion and talk about something like this because it's just sad. It's sad. And this was 10 years ago when I attended, and the whole thing back then was journalists versus bloggers. Now there's what 10 bloggers there every trained journalist.
Uh-huh.
But also too, like in my opinion, that I think like with bloggers and journalism, even like on the mainstream media, it's just basically opinionated now.
Okay.
I mean, because then what's legitimate in my eyes?
As far as journalism.
Journalism and blogging. I mean, when everybody's like trying to put in like whenever they're trying to put in their thoughts and ideas into it, it's just to me it's opinionated.
That's why I
Yes.
said what I said in the very beginning.
Yes. That's the one I was at.
You were
Hugh
there to do-
Douglas. This is when they were numbers never lie. When he swung on Michael Smith, I was
Oh
at
yeah,
that
I
one.
remember that show. I remember that. Yeah.
I was at that NABJ in Orlando. Myself and Hezi McCaleb, we were there, and that happened that night. And I was just like, all right, I'm done. At that point, I was almost done. I think I was done the night when they were having an event and they ran out of box lunches and people was just scrambling. And I was just like, okay, this is playing so poorly. And not only that, but you're at the point when, everyone is wanting you to pay to get into the ESPN party, blah, 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 and all this other stuff. And I was just like, all right, I'm done.
Right. Hugh Douglas went off on Michael Smith. I remember hearing about that story.
Yes.
He went
So
out.
Brian, Mike says, I could tell you the difference. It's quite easy to see the difference. You have an opinion.